Hi, my name is Vanden Avond. Have you ever wondered what goes into building a home? Well, we're going to take you through every step of the way, from the initial dig to the family walking in the door. All right, morning Chris.
Morning Matt, how's it going?
Good, good. So we are pouring the foundation today.
You got it.
All right, so why don't you give me a couple, just a short introduction on the process here.
Well, before the foundation gets poured, as you saw previously, we have the excavation done. And with the excavation, they got to make sure that we get down to virgin ground. That's ground that's not going to settle, that there's no fill. Usually with the foundation, on the pour, we try to keep the garage walls at 4 feet tall with the footing that's 4 foot 8 inches, which is minimum code. In this case, there was a lot of fill on the property, so the foundation here ended up 8 feet tall. That's basically based off the excavator's, what he sees when he's digging, whether there's fill or you get down to virgin ground. Once that's done, these foundation guys, they come in and they stake out inside of the hole that's dug where the house is going to sit, and they make it square.
Yep.
And then they start setting the footings. Now that's the base for the house. It has to be a certain width and a certain height to accommodate the wall that's going to go on top of it.
So the footings were laid yesterday.
Footings were laid in, actually I believe they were poured 2 days ago.
2 days ago because of the rain yesterday.
Inclement weather delays it a day. So.
Yep. Okay. So we've got the footings that are laid all around the perimeter of the house, and basically the foundation wall is laid on top of it. We'll try to get some shots of it here.
Yep.
But the foundation, or the, so what do we call this? The walls of the foundation?
This is the foundation for the house. I call them foundation walls, sure.
All right.
These will be your basement walls inside the house, the concrete you see inside of most basements.
Yep.
That's your foundation walls.
So, looking at this set here, first thing we've got, we can see is an egress window,
yep.
which these days is a popular thing if you're going to put a bedroom or even for daylight light coming into your basement.
Let natural light in the basement. If we could get exposed windows, that'd be great. And what that means is the grade of the land would allow so you could have windows in the basement naturally. In this case, we weren't able to accomplish that, so here comes in the egress window where it's just cut down a little bit.
Yep.
And we'll have to have a window well around it. You need that if you want a legal bedroom by code. So if you want to ever put a legal bedroom in your basement, you have to have a proper place.
And that well has some sort of stairs that someone could crawl out.
They're usually precast wells made out of fiberglass, and there's usually 1 or 2 steps in it.
Okay.
You can get them, they look like stone sometimes, they could look like brick. I mean, there's a lot of different looks you can get with them.
Yep. So we've got the wall set up that will keep the basement apart from the garage.
Yep.
You're going to fill in the garage portion with soil after the wall is put in.
That's correct.
Poured. And then, of course, the garage, you're going to fill in with, why don't you go over the garage portion, what you're going to do with that?
Once they're done pouring, they're going to strip the forms. We usually let that sit for a little while because we don't want to put dirt against the foundation wall too early. That could cause the foundation to crack. But then they'll come back and they'll fill in the garage with hopefully dirt we have on site, and sometimes we don't have enough dirt on site, so we'll have to bring some in from another location.
Okay.
And then once it's filled, we'll try and get that dirt to settle down as best we can before we pour any floor or concrete on top of it.
Where does one find dirt?
Other
job sites?
Excavators, no, there's quarries,
Okay.
so there's like sand quarries.
So you have to go buy it?
Sometimes you have to buy it.
All right.
Usually you're going to pay at least for the trucking fee from wherever it's coming from to where it's getting to.
Okay.
Sometimes you're going to pay a machine fee too, depending on who's loading it. You split the cost. Usually with other builders around here, we try to cooperate and work together if there's fill.
Okay.
There's local avenues to get the word out there if you have extra fill or need fill.
Okay, sounds good. Big thing about basements is keeping the water out.
Yep.
How about a little explanation on how we do that and where we're at right now?
When they set the forms and they're getting ready to pour the foundation here, before they pour the concrete, they bring in stone. So they're going to bring in stone in a concrete truck, and they're going to put it around the foundation using the conveyor system here before they pour the concrete. So now the stone is around the outside of the foundation, so when they're done pouring the foundation, they can take the forms off, and they'll put this 4-inch black pipe all the way around the foundation and then cover it with 4 inches of stone or more. That way,
what is that black pipe doing? It has little holes in it?
It has little holes in it. Drain tile, it has slits all the way around it,
yep.
so that water that gets next to the foundation can get in there. And then this is going to travel through what we have in the footings, weep holes, little pieces of that same pipe about every 2 feet in the footings for that water to get inside of the basement. And then that drains into your sump pit, and then you pump it out and get it out of here.
Okay. With this setup here, we can see we've got the big basement area.
Yep.
And then we've got 2 different structures, basically like rooms or pockets that you can see.
Yes.
What are those?
At the front, that's the front covered porch. You need to have a foundation under that to be able to support the roof.
Yep.
So we pour the foundation out, and that's all going to get filled in just like the garages.
Yep.
The back is a rear covered porch, so now they have a covered area on the back of the house as well,
yep.
so they can go and entertain and do whatever and be out of the rain. And that's set up just like the garage and the front porch.
Okay.
And that'll get filled in afterwards as well.
But those you can put a door in and have it walled like that, but in other ways you can put
there's a number of different avenues you could use to make that accessible, so it's like a root cellar.
Okay.
There's been times where we frame like a deck over top of it, and then we have to put a rubber roof down, and we just have an access. We would have them pour an opening just like the egress window over there.
Yep.
But from the bottom up,
yep.
pour an opening for a doorway access.
So it costs a little bit more money, I'm assuming, but then you have extra storage if possible.
You're saving on probably fill, because you're probably going to have to bring on fill, but that's not going to outweigh the extra cost for the framing and the rubber roof and everything that goes on top of it.
Okay. So I don't know if we can see here, but the operation we got going on, as far as you the builder, and I asked them beforehand, because there's lots of different trucks and different companies here.
Yep.
So who did you hire to put the foundation in?
We hired the foundation company, so that's Mitchell's Poured Walls.
Yep.
And then it's up to them to go with the people that they trust for the concrete.
Okay.
They put a warranty and a guarantee on the foundation, so they use a concrete company that they like the mix of, that
yep.
they're accustomed to. And same with this conveyor company. That's up to them. That's their decision. We let them decide what they want to do.
All right.
Similar to buying a car, I'm not going to say, well, where do you get your parts from? I just let them do what he feels is best.
Okay. So you hired the foundation company, and today we've got the conveyor belt. That's a separate company. Mm-hmm. So you said they do the cement, and then they also did the gravel. Is that what you said?
That is correct. Okay. So because it's all going to come in off the concrete trucks.
Yep.
So they'll just pour the stone on top of the conveyor and go around the foundation with it.
And if you could see around here, we've got like 4 cement trucks all lined up. So this is a good logistics. This is all planned out where you better have the cement ready on this day.
You gotta have it. If you run short on cement, that creates a spot where you can have a pocket in the wall.
Yep.
You don't want to have a pocket in the wall, because then that gives you potential for a leak or your foundation to fail in some way, shape, or form.
Yep. Speaking of pockets, I see a guy with I'm assuming it's probably just a tool, but what is he doing with this thing that goes into the cement, into the foundation?
That's basically a drill, and it's got this wire. I'm not sure exactly what it is that's on there, but yeah. It's a rod, and he uses it and he vibrates the concrete so that when the concrete can settle in, avoiding air pockets,
yep.
which is going to help the concrete on the basement side. It's going to look better.
Yep.
It's not going to have air pockets, and it's going to perform better. If you have air pockets, that's potential for failure.
All right.
So the old school way, they would take a stick and shove it down, and then with cordless tools, now we have drills that they use.
Work a lot better.
Yep.
So we're going to get this foundation in today, and you said they might come back possibly and even take the steel walls off the foundation.
They're potentially going to take the steel forms off of the foundation, yeah.
So what's the next step after this foundation is laid and the walls are off?
After they pull the forms off the foundation, they're going to put damp proof on it. So they're going to roll tar on the wall.
Okay.
And these are the same guys that are here now pouring the wall.
Yep.
They're going to roll tar on the wall, and then they're going to put a poly over top of that, and then they put foam on, polyurethane foam, like blue or pink sheet foam that you normally see, a 1 inch thick. And that gives us our insulation around the foundation.
So we're insulating the cement?
Yes.
Okay.
After that's insulated, we'll let it sit for a while. Usually we like to come in and start working on framing before it gets backfilled, because that's going to help hold the foundation from caving in.
Okay.
If you push dirt against it too fast, the concrete's not going to have cured potentially and actually create issues.
Okay. So the next step is to come in and start putting a frame on it?
Potentially.
Okay.
We could start framing on it before it gets backfilled. That's what we prefer to do a lot of times.
Okay.
In some cases, if the foundation sits for, let's say, 14 days, they say 7 days is a proper cure time.
Okay.
14 days, and we're still looking at maybe another week before we have time to start framing.
Okay.
Well, then we're going to say go ahead and start backfilling.
All right. Big day for the homeowner. The homeowner is sitting behind the cameras here. Laying the foundation is a big day. It means
it's exciting.
It means you're finally starting.
You're moving forward. you start to see the structure take shape, and once the foundation gets poured, the homeowners start to get excited.
And once you start framing, then the process really starts to roll.
It really starts to speed up. Once we start framing on here, it's really going to kick into high gear, and within a couple weeks, it's going to look like a house.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks. We'll talk soon.
Sounds good.
All right. To see the process unfold, follow us on Facebook at The Build or look for us on YouTube.